It's Wednesday, y'all. You already know what time it is. It's Q&A with Skinny. Ask away. What's up, hoop heads? It's your boy Skinny Hardaway, and this is Retro Heat Check. Checking in one more time for the real hoop heads out there. And as always, thank you all for your likes, your shares, your subscriptions, your comments, and of course, those questions. Continue to keep those questions coming. I checked the comment section earlier today, and man, you guys keep doing it every week, man. You guys keep coming with the fire, my ladies, my fellas, all within the Hoop Head Haven. Thank you all for participating within the channel. Thank you all for keeping the channel, keeping the content coming. I mean, this is content, and I definitely appreciate your participation, you guys being involved. You guys help make this this channel fun for me. It's fun for me to make these videos. Man, and it's you guys, man. You guys are the driving force, and it keeps me going. So definitely thank you all. Like I love interacting with you guys in the comment section, but there's nothing like Q&A Wednesday. So I definitely appreciate you guys. Thank you, and continue to keep those questions coming. The ones that I read earlier in the comment section was fire, definitely fire. So kudos to you guys. Tip of the cap. Keep up the good work. Well, we're going to try to make this a shorter video, so we're just going to get right into it as far as giving our shout outs to the squad. These are my guys. These are guys that I support. They support me. We all stand 10 toes down in the paint, going up up against a huge machine that is allowing a lot of goofy stuff, a lot of disrespectful stuff going on in the league. And we're standing up against it. We're definitely standing up, fighting against narratives and other BS and all that. Although we may come from different walks of life and have different styles, and some are more educational, the other, to others more entertaining. But at the end of the day, we are all going up against, the same enemy, I guess you would say, for lack of a better word. But yeah, we're definitely going up against it, and although sometimes we even may disagree and have differences of opinion, at the end of the day, we're all still fighting the same fight. So big shout outs go out to my guys, man. First and foremost, Sports and Fitness Rants. Big shout outs to you, man. You already know Uncommon Sense. Shout outs. Angry O Hoops. Uncut Hoops. Michael Jordan fans are the best. NNB Sports TV. My man, my twin, Phenomenal Fitness. Big shout outs to you, man. Gotta give a shout out to Prince Sports, Man Down Sports. Gotta give a shout out to GT Life Sports Talk, Kobe Bryant Film Room. Gotta give a big shout out to The Real Mind Crime, Shekel Storm NBA. Also, NBA Fact Self Research, the Allen Ricks TV, Jordan versus LeBron. Big shout outs. Big shout outs to you guys. Ticket TV, also big shout outs. Too Raw for Sports TV. Big shout outs to you as well. Man, and I think that is it. I think that's all. But yeah, big shout outs to you guys. Man, keep up the good work. Keep up the great work. You guys support them the same way you guys support me. Give them a chance. Give them a shot if you're not hip. Yeah, give them a like, share, follow, all that good stuff, man. Um, oh yeah, of course, hit the like button here. You already know. I don't ask that enough, but if I do ask for something, I guess I would ask just to hit the like button. So thanks, guys. And big shout outs to you fellas, man. Keep up the great work. We're gonna get right into it. Closed door meeting within the Hoophead Haven. Don't have to add anybody today. So we're just gonna get right into it. Oh, yeah. Get definitely representing today. Got the Memphis State Penny Hardaway college jersey. You already know had to represent today. You already know how that go. But yeah, I just wanted to. I don't know. I'm starting to break out my jerseys and stuff a little bit more. I got a few jerseys in the closet. But you guys probably already done seen some of the soccer kits and stuff that I sometimes wear, but and a few basketball jerseys that you guys been seeing in the last few weeks. So yeah, definitely wanted to represent right today. It's Wednesday night, of course. It's Q&A. So let's get down to it, man. Let's get down to the first question of the night, and this is from my main man Hayden. You already know, man. As a matter of fact, this is a double header for my main man Hayden. Definitely, he is a Hoophead Haven VIP. He's definitely supportive. He always comes with the fire questions and comments. This is a guy who I came across watching Sports and Fitness Rants, and he came over, took a chance on me, and he's been riding ever since. And the other week he dropped two crazy cool questions that I definitely wanted to tackle. So we're just gonna call this the double decker from Hayden. So let's get it cracking. He asked, do you got all Jordans? I mean base pairs, excluding hybrids or specialty colorways. Um, Actually, no, I do not have all of the base pairs. I have most. If I was to just break it down, I would break down by what I need to get. As far as Air Jordan 1s, I definitely need to get the black toes. I don't know. I be most of these. I have my focus on other shoes. I have my focus on other shoes but I am focused. I am getting myself refocused as far as focusing on the base shoes because I do definitely want to collect all of the Jordans that Jordan actually wore in game. Whether it's an All-Star game, a regular season game, a playoff game, you know, the Olympics, things like that. If he wore them on court, I definitely, as far as like NBA professional league. So definitely, I would definitely want to get I definitely need the black toe ones, the black toe ones, the white, as far as the Air Jordan 2s, the white varsity red and gray ones, the alternate home, ones that he wore, the threes got all the threes, fours got all the fours, fives, I definitely need fives, man. I'm slipping on the fives to be honest, man. Because as far as the OG on court ones, the only ones I got is the fire red with the 3M tongue. I definitely got to get the fire red with the black tongue, and the of course next year they're dropping the black metallics. The black metallics are coming out next year, so I will have those. So yeah, I definitely need those for the fives. Oh yeah, and the gotta get the grapes as well. I definitely want to get another pair. Definitely want to get a pair of grapes because I had a pair of grapes, but they're the ones with the Jumpman on the back. So I got rid of those, so I definitely want to get a pair of grapes. As far as sixes are concerned, um, the only sixes that I really need is the white infrared ones. But I want the ones that have Nike Air on the back. So when that day comes and they drop them, I'm definitely gonna be on them. Sevens, definitely gotta get the Air Jordan sevens, the Raptor sevens, and the Olympic sevens. I was definitely slipping. The only sevens I really rock are the Cardinals because those are my favorite ones. The sevens are kind of a model that I rock them, but it's like they all right. You know what I'm saying? I almost forget about them. Outside of the Cardinals, I kind of forget about them. But then over the last few years, now that I've been more focused on getting on court shoes, I'm like, yeah, definitely got to get it. Definitely got to get those. Not that I don't like them. It's just that I don't know. It's like sevens. They're cool, but they're not one of my favorite silhouettes. You know what I'm saying? Because when I was a kid, I ain't gonna lie. When I was a kid, real quick, when I was a kid, I was very disappointed with the Air Jordan 7 when I was a kid. I ain't gonna lie. Tinker, don't kill me. I love the Air Jordan 7, but because the Air Jordan 6 was just so fire, and that was like the first pair of Jordans that I actually wore that were my size, because I would always put on like my big cousin's shoes. They were grown, and you know he played basketball and all that. He's pretty tall, so his shoe he had like a size like 13 or something like that. So I was a little dude walking around in some Jordans, but as far as like actually getting a pair, my very first pair of Jordans that I got, even though my mom didn't buy them, very first pair of Jordans that were given to me, where they were my big cousin, my older cousin Ty. I call him my sensei. He's the one who really got me started on my sneaker journey, with a pair of the black infrared Air Jordan 6s. His foot grew. He was a sneakerhead, still a sneakerhead to this day. He had a pair of those, but his foot grew over the summer, and so me being one of his favorite younger cousins, um, he gifted them to me. You know, I fit them. You know, at the time, and yeah, I man, oh man, I was so heartbroken when those shoes started to fall apart. Oh man, I was so sad. But when I saw the Air Jordan 7 after the Air Jordan 6, because I just to this day the Air Jordan 6 is probably I guess it would be my sentimental favorite sneaker, my sentimental favorite Air Jordan. But but yeah, definitely when the sevens dropped and they didn't have all like the frills. I mean, the West African theme was really cool, but you know, it didn't have the air bubble. I think that was like the main thing that really disappointed me, is that it didn't have an air bubble. I had to start getting used to Tinker, you know, flexing different cushioning systems and stuff like that. I was still a Nike Air kid. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't hip to polyurethane or Zoom Air or anything like that. You know, even though that wasn't, Zoom Air wasn't a thing back then, but you know what I mean. I just wasn't into all that. I just love the visual of the air of an air bubble, just that visual. But definitely back to it. So those are the sevens, eights. Uh, the only ones I really need is the hairs, because I got the aquas, and I got the aquas in the playoffs. Um, Nines. Oh, the nines. Yeah, nines. I gotta get the Chicago ones. I gotta get the Chicago nines. Space Jam / Chicago nines. Um, what else? Which one? Yeah. Oh yeah, the olive ones. Yeah, definitely got. Well, even though he didn't wear those on court, I do want those olive ones though. Those are fire. um, because he didn't wear those on court. Those was basically baseball. He converted those basically into baseball cleats, and Penny Hardaway and all those guys was wearing them. I'd love to get the Penny Hardaway, the white, the white Orlando ones. I think they came out with a color that was somewhat like those, um, but the blue was a little off. But yeah, yeah, I have to say the nines as far as that, just the Chicago ones. Tens, I don't even. Yeah, I do have a pair of tens, but I don't have the OG tens. I had the steel ones. I had the steel ones, but the white, silver, and black ones, the old, those ones, those got stolen. Those got stolen out of my car years ago. And I never had the Chicago ones. Never had the Chicago ones. So I definitely gotta get those two. 11s, got the 11s. Got all the 11s. 12s. Just need the taxis. Just need the taxis. That's it. I need another pair of taxis. 13s. 13s the only ones 13s. The bread ones. The bread 13s with the 3M. That's the ones I need to get. I need to get the 3M ones. 14s. The last shot. That's it. As far as the base ones, those are all the ones that I need. So that just goes to show you how all the ones that I got. So I'd say it's like almost 50-50. Like half of them I got, the other half I still need to collect. But thankfully for me, Jordan Brand has been dropping a lot of OGs on a sneakerhead. So definitely, I definitely, yeah, definitely gotta collect because Nike, they have been dropping heavy. I know this year the Columbia's come out, but 2025, that's when Jordan's gonna go crazy because the black metallic fives come out, the Bread fours drop. Um, I think they said the Space Jam Jordans make their return Christmas of next year. Um, they rumored that the taxis are supposed to come out next year. So yeah, oh, the white cement fours, although I do have those already. There's quite a few that I already have, but there's a few pairs that are coming out this year that I don't have. So my collection between later on this year, hopefully if everything goes well, uh, and going into next year, I hope I can knock out majority of the sneakers that I'm missing. But I have quite a few. I mean, this is you already know the black cement, got the breads. You already know bread fours. You already know the wear your sneaker Friday shoe. The white fire reds. You already know that's just a couple. Um, but as far as like the base Jordans, yes, I'm trying to collect every shoe that Jordan has actually worn on the court. As far as like getting that shoe, I want to have that shoe because those are associated with moments. You know what I'm saying, with me, like sneakers to me not only connect just off of fashion or aesthetic look, it's also the moments, the memories. Where were you at when such and such. But yeah, definitely, I definitely would like to collect all of them because each shoe tells a story. Each shoe pretty much is a benchmark and a landmark in Jordan's career. So yeah, definitely want to accomplish that. So appreciate you, Hayden, for that question. Definitely, that was a dope question. Dope little warm up question. All right, now let's get to this one. Your second question, Hayden. How great Len Bias could have been in the NBA. Many say he and MJ were neck and neck when they met in college. Some say he would have possibly been better than MJ. So, what's your take on his possible ceiling in the Celtics having another possible dynasty had he lived? Woo! Ooh, boy, that's a fire question. Fire, 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 fire. I love these type of questions. Um, I'm just gonna give you basically my thoughts, and my answer would be mainly my thoughts and what I believe possibly could have happened. Because obviously during the time he died in what was it, the '86 draft when he passed, leading, yeah, '86 draft. No, is it '86? I want to say it was '86. I might be wrong. '86. I should have looked. I actually should have looked that up. But I want to say it was '86. Um, but yeah, Len Bias was definitely uh, the rival. I think he probably would have been the perfect rival to Michael Jordan. Um, I mean, from the time, I guess basically at UNC during the ACC, you already know the ACC traditionally has always been a basketball conference full of just elite stars. And the University of Maryland and the University of North Carolina, around the same time, had probably the two most electrifying players in the ACC. You probably in each school probably definitely had their best player at the time. Everybody knew about Michael Jordan and his accomplishments. ACC Player of the Year, All American, Player of the Year. All the accolades, all the accolades. Len Bias was not too far behind. Um, he was a scorer just like Jordan, athlete just like Jordan, high flyer just like Jordan. Had a jump shot, could score anywhere like Michael Jordan. They were pretty much neck and neck. They were, even though Len Bias was a little bit younger than Mike, um, they were definitely almost mirror images of each other. A lot of people think that that Kobe Bryant was a mirror image, and he was in many respects. He definitely is. But although Len Bias had his own style, you could definitely tell that his style equaled, almost equal to Michael Jordan's. Um, a lot of people say that that he definitely was up there with Jordan. A lot of people do say that he was better than Jordan. Um, they had they were they had their clashes. They've had clashes where they were neck and neck, even up. They've had matchups when Jordan was successful. Had a matchup when Len Bias was successful. I mean, when you're in the ACC and you're going up against another, it's already a challenge enough to go up against some of these high profile programs with all of these great, great, great players. But then to have an outstanding player, a player that just jumps off the screen, and he's just like you in many senses, it's definitely I would say, if I'm a Michael Jordan, it definitely probably lit a fire underneath him. I can only imagine, just the lead up to those games, because Jordan and Len Bias both. I mean, they were both looked at as two of the best in the country, in their time that they played against each other. Lefty Driscoll, the legendary coach of the University of Maryland, before he died, all the way up to the day that he passed on, he said that Len Bias was the greatest player that he ever coached. He's never coached a player like Len Bias. Um, Len Bias was definitely the perfect foil to Michael Jordan too when he did get drafted number 2 to the Celtics. Many consider him Red Auerbach's last finesse, because Red Auerbach made a career out of finesse in the NBA, getting all the Hall of Fame players in the '60s, in the '70s, keeping them afloat, and then in the '80s, being able to sneak in there and get Larry Bird, many think that many, I would have to say, could have been a possible tank job. Maybe that might just be my loose opinion on that. But yeah, definitely, he was definitely he represented many things for the Boston Celtics. He represented the continuation of the dynasty, because you would have had Len Bias along with Larry, McHale, Parrish, Johnson, Walton, Ainge. You know what I'm saying? You would have had him still with all of those guys. That's why a lot of people, thought that, that Red Auerbach finessed the NBA, because it's like you already have you have this pretty solid squad. You've been winning. You're winning. How the heck are you getting this possibly, this possible generational type player, a player that many think that is the equal to Michael Jordan? Yeah, Red Auerbach, it was definitely, you know, it was the finesse. It's like you have this squad, and this squad is winning. It's not like these guys were sorry or anything, but he was able to somehow finesse and get Len Bias. He represented, like I said, he represented so much for the Boston Celtics at that time. He was the continuation of the dynasty into the '90s. That was the plan. The plan was for, when Larry Bird, he was starting to slow down, McHale, Parrish, Danny Ainge, would eventually leave, Walton retiring, Dennis Johnson retiring. So I mean, the team was starting to reach, that level. Larry Bird was starting to deal with the injuries, just wear and tear. And you inject into the franchise. You have this young, this young phenom, and he's definitely a contemporary to Michael Jordan. That was what definitely had intrigued the league, to have somebody, because Michael Jordan, he came into the league and he just was on another level. He was just doing things that was never seen before, and then to have a player come in a couple years later and to basically possibly match him step for step, is saying a lot. Saying a lot. Len Bias was definitely their path to the '90s. It was definitely their path to continuing to stop Michael Jordan from reaching his peak. I would definitely say it was unfortunate that how he passed away. With the whole drug overdose and everything. That was not uncommon in that time in the '80s. Drugs and drug experimentation was up. They had the crack era was starting to come into play. Which led into the war on crime, the war on drugs. Which really led to more strife, more, just more. I'll have to just say, just more, devastation to young lives. And Len Bias eventually became, when he passed, he was pretty much the spokesman. That's when Len Bias overdosed on cocaine. It was almost kind of like almost a, I would have to say, something that people knew, but they wouldn't talk about. It was kind of something that was just understood. Like, people are gonna take drugs, people are gonna overdose. But when Len Bias passed, that sent such a jolt through the country. To see somebody with so much promise being snuffed out by a substance. Yeah, it was only a matter of time that things were going to change, laws were going to be passed, they were going to crack down, and all it took was Len Bias passing away. But yeah, I definitely think that had Len Bias was able to live on and have the career that he would have had, I'm sorry, um I definitely think that barring injury, I definitely think the Boston Celtics would have been much tougher. Um, I think they would have been even tougher out for Michael Jordan. Because now not only you're dealing with all these veterans, now you're dealing with a guy who can pretty much keep up with you, and that was saying a lot because Michael Jordan was very very hard to guard. You had to basically rough him up. You had to rough him up to get any kind of edge on Mike. You had to rough him up for the most part. Um, but I definitely think that Len Bias would have definitely led the charge, led the way into the future for the franchise. And in that respect, I have to say, I would have to say if we're gonna have Len Bias, I'm gonna say tentatively, and hypothetically in this situation, Reggie Lewis. Reggie Lewis joining forces. I think Reggie Lewis would have probably been, would have possibly been the Scottie Pippen to Len Bias's Jordan. So now you got a nice duo surrounded by veterans, and you still, you know what I'm saying, you still have, the Boston Celtics would have possibly still had the checkmate over Mike and the Bulls. Now Mike and the Bulls would probably, probably they would have kept coming. They would have kept fighting. They would have kept, they would have kept chipping away, chipping away, chipping away. But I definitely think that having Len Bias there would have definitely staved off a lot of Michael Jordan's. I won't say like his accolades or anything like that. I think that it would have just. I think it possibly could have changed his story as far as his NBA story, and I definitely think that. I definitely think that there could have been some really epic battles, some really really epic battles, and I definitely think that that could have possibly been a Boston Chicago rivalry. Whoever wins the series goes to the finals type of rivalry. I just really think that we missed out. Us growing up in that era, I think that we definitely missed out on potentially a great rivalry. We definitely missed out on potentially an awesome rivalry. Um, Len Bias, you can just see the highlights. Just go on YouTube, type in Len Bias University of Maryland highlights. You will see you will see Michael Jordan. He was in a league of his own. He was definitely in a league of his own. But Len Bias, in his own way, in his own style, definitely matched MJ pretty much step for step. Jordan really had a true rival be snuffed out. Uh, and I think that's probably the biggest tragedy is that I think that Jordan probably would have met his ultimate challenge in Len Bias. I think Len Bias would have the way that Len Bias attacked the game, the same way that Mike attacked the game. I think they both would have got bigger, stronger, faster, much more wiser. Um, Jordan's progression, and I definitely think that had he lived, Len Bias's progression would have probably been on par with Michael Jordan. I definitely think he probably could have challenged for the GOAT debate. Probably could have prevented Michael Jordan from becoming the GOAT. There's so many possibilities. But one thing for sure, two things for certain, Len Bias's passing will forever be a change in this country, will forever be a pivotal point in this country, a pivotal point in sports, because a lot of athletes, after Len Bias's passing, a lot of athletes started to take care of their health more, started to be more focused on, living a cleaner life. There were still some outliers, but it just seemed like there was almost a new fervor to focus on your health and your fitness. So that I mean you know, his passing definitely left a somewhat of a void. Thankfully, Michael Jordan was able to become a champion in the way that he won, and how dramatically he would he would play the game with his theatrics, and as far as like game winning shots, difficult shots, just great moments, uh, the memories, everything, But I definitely think that Len Bias would have definitely been a deterrent for a lot of Michael Jordan's success that he would find throughout his career. But Len Bias definitely was a real one. He was definitely a real one. Check him out. Check out his highlights. I'm telling you, check out his highlights. The man was special. The man was on another level. Um, but hopefully that answered your question, Hayden. Um, Man, another dope episode, another dope Q&A session. You guys really are killing it with the questions. Keep the questions coming. The more you guys compile these questions, the longer these Q&A Wednesdays continue, because your questions keep this going. So once again, thank you. And I'll just have to just say, man, you already know what it is, man. It's Wednesday. It's hump day. We're halfway through it. Man, you can almost see, the weekend. Almost. We're getting there. But I want you guys to just be careful out there. I want you guys to, love on your loved ones, love on them babies. Tomorrow is definitely not promised. Be responsible, be respectful in all that you do. Be a burden, not a blessing. Man, I'm so sorry. Be a blessing, not a burden. Oh my goodness, I'm backwards right now. Just be smart. Don't do anything dumb. Be careful out there. Um, you know, from from me to you, you already know, man. A clear head, good intentions in your heart, and you're out of here. You'll be out of here. I just want you guys to just, take care of yourselves. Be careful. And we will reconvene around this time tomorrow evening. Thank you all. Thank you all for another dope Q&A session. Man, it's your boy, Skinny Hardaway, and this is another episode of Retro Heat Check in the books. And I will leave you with these couple words. Peace. And wear your sneakers.